Hello guys, today we will be working with poetry. So if you look at your screen right now, we have a poem written by Robert Frost. In the previous slide, you will be able to listen to the same poem being read by the poet himself. So before we read and comprehend and enjoy the poem, we need to go through specific steps to make sure we break it down to the point where we can actually understand and enjoy everything the poet was trying to tell us. So the very first thing, if you look right here, it's going to be your title of the poem. And the title of the poem is After Apple Picking. Here it says by Robert Frost. This is the person who wrote the poem, kind of like the writer, but in the case when we talk about poetry, he is a poet. The next thing we need to do, we need to make sure that every line is numbered because everything we address in a poem will be done by the line. So if you look right here, it shows you lines. It's not like a book that you're reading or a passage that you're reading. The lines stop kind of in the middle of my page. So each line is not a complete sentence, is not a complete thought. It's a line that ends on either a rhyming word or does not have to if it's a free verse. So here it's already lined for you and numbered. So we have line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the same way it's numbered for the other two slides that we will be working with. The next thing, we will need to figure out if that's a free verse poem, so it doesn't rhyme, or if it actually does rhyme and it has some kind of a rhyming pattern. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through every last word of every line. I'm going to underline it and then figure out if any of my words actually rhyme. So here I have tree, still, no. Tree, field, no. Three, oh, tree and three, rhyming. So it's going to be 1 and 4. Lines 1 and 4 are rhyming. Still and feel, so lines 2 and 3 rhyme. Then next one, I'm gonna look at bow now. So bow and now rhyming. So it's 5 and 6. Light off sight. So night and sight rhyme. It's going to be 7 and 9. So if I look right now at my rhyming pattern, it looks kind of confusing. It's not very typical for Robert Frost to go completely out of order and has such a disarray. I mean, just looking at the rhyming pattern is giving us an idea that the whole poem is not well organized. It's kind of confusing. So, what is the poet trying to convey with this rhyming pattern? It's a confusing state. It's not clear. It's something we really need to think about. And the whole outline of the poem is not very well organized. So it makes you wonder what was going on in the poem and how we should actually perceive it. So we got the lines, um, we got the rhyming pattern. Now stanzas. Usually when you look at the poems, you see a group of lines clearly separated from each other, and that would be your stanza 1, stanza 2. Again, there are no clear stanzas, not on this Google slide, not the next one, not on the third one. It adds to the confusion and disarray of the poem, which is highly unusual for Robert Frost and the way he's writing. So, again, this is a message he's sending. The entire state of the poem is filled with confusion, disarray, and not enough clarity to comprehend what is going on. So we're done with stanzas. And now we need to find sensory language. And sensory language would have words that help you to understand what it feels like when you touch something, smell something, see something, or feel something. What you're going to do You will go through each line, use your translator, translate every word, make sure you translate every line. You can also go to the previous slide and watch a video where Robert Frost is reading the poem and set subtitles to your native language. This way you will be able to pause, to read, to think about every line. We will be looking specifically for words that talk about sensory language. When we finish with all of our notes, or how we say it in high school, annotations, we can actually start writing down our thoughts. What is the poem telling us? What is the poet trying to convey with the message, with the lines, with the clear rhyming pattern, with the confused sensory language, with the fuzzy, cloudy feeling that you receive when you read the poem. Hopefully, this will make it a lot easier. And now, when you go to slides 6 and 7, you will be able to follow the same steps to complete your annotations on your own.